After a dominant performance, Alex Eala convincingly defeated Julia Graber and now moves into the next round where she will face Jelena Ostapenko. This matchup promises to be one of the most fascinating clashes of the round, not only because of the contrast in styles, but also because of their recent head-to-head history. Eala leads 2-0 in their previous meetings, with victories last season in Miami and Eastbourne, which gives her both tactical and psychological confidence heading into this encounter. Coming into this match, Eala carries strong momentum. Her win over Graber wasn't just convincing on the scoreboard. It was dominant in terms of patterns, control, and tactical discipline. She dictated rallies with deep, heavy forehands, used smart movement on clay, and consistently pushed her opponent far behind the baseline. That allowed her to open the court and finish points on her terms. If she brings that same level of depth and patience into this matchup, she has a real opportunity to challenge again. This matchup is particularly interesting because of the clear stylistic contrast. Ostapenko is one of the most aggressive players on tour. She hits flat, takes the ball early, and looks to end points quickly. When her timing is perfect, she can overpower almost anyone. She plays with very little margin, which makes her extremely dangerous but also inconsistent. When things are working, winners come in bunches. When the rhythm disappears, unforced errors can pile up quickly. Eala's game is built very differently. She thrives in structured rallies, using topspin, variation, and court positioning. On clay, that style becomes even more effective. The slower surface gives her time to construct points, extend exchanges, and use movement as a weapon. This is where the physical contrast between the two players becomes important. Ostapenko is a powerful, muscular player, stronger physically, but also heavier and not as quick laterally. On faster courts, that power can dominate. On clay, however, movement becomes more important. Longer rallies favor Eala. If she can extend exchanges beyond 4 or 5 shots, she can force Ostapenko into defensive situations. Over time, that increases the chance of errors from the aggressive hitter. Another key factor is the serve dynamic. Ostapenko does not rely on a huge, dominant serve. She's not a player who collects easy points with aces. That suits Eala well. She returns consistently, puts balls back in play, and once the rally begins, she can start building pressure. Against big servers, this can be difficult, but against Ostapenko, it becomes much more manageable. The biggest danger in this match is allowing Ostapenko to step inside the baseline and dictate. When she controls the tempo early in rallies, she becomes extremely dangerous. She can flatten out both forehand and backhand and rush opponents. For Eala, the tactical priority must be clear. Keep Ostapenko behind the baseline. That means deep forehands, heavy topspin, and high bouncing balls, especially to the backhand side. If Eala can push her opponent even slightly back, it changes the dynamic. From there, she can start moving her side to side, forcing shots on the run. This increases pressure and reduces Ostapenko's ability to hit clean winners. Patience will be crucial. Eala should not try to match power. Trying to out-hit Ostapenko would play directly into her strengths. Instead, she should build points, use height, vary spin, and wait for the short ball. Once the opening appears, she can step in and attack. This disciplined construction worked in their previous meetings and could be decisive again. Movement will likely play a huge role. Ostapenko prefers hitting from stable positions. When forced wide, especially on clay, her balance can drop and errors increase. Eala's ability to open angles with cross-court forehands could be key. Pulling Ostapenko off the court and then finishing into open space is a pattern that could appear often. Momentum swings are another factor. Ostapenko is known for streaky tennis. She can suddenly produce 4 winners in a row, but she can also follow that with multiple errors. Eala must stay composed during those bursts, not panic, not change strategy, and continue playing high-percentage tennis relying on her depth, spin, and movement. The forehand battle will likely define the match. Ostapenko hits flatter and faster, but Eala's topspin forehand allows her to control rallies, create openings, and manage the court geometry. On clay, that margin and spin often win over time. If Eala consistently pushes her opponent behind the baseline and exploits angles, she can take control of the tempo. Physical endurance will also matter. Long exchanges and extended games favor Eala's style. By keeping rallies long, she increases pressure on Ostapenko to finish points quickly, often forcing risky shots or errors. This could be especially important in crucial games and late in sets. Another subtle advantage for Eala is familiarity. Leading 2-0 in head-to-head gives her a psychological edge. She knows her game plan works against Ostapenko's aggressive style and can execute it with confidence. Still, the danger remains real. If Ostapenko finds rhythm early and dictates rallies from the start, she can take control quickly. Eala must start strong, establish depth immediately, and avoid giving short balls inside the service line. Any loose shot could allow Ostapenko to step in and attack. The winning formula for Eala is clear. Keep the ball deep, extend rallies, use heavy topspin, move Ostapenko side to side, and only attack when the opening appears. If she executes this plan, she has a strong chance to continue her run in the tournament. This matchup shapes up as power versus patience, aggression versus construction, risk versus discipline. And on clay, those dynamics often favor the player who can control rhythm, extend points, and apply consistent pressure. If Alex Eala brings the same confidence, movement, and forehand dominance she showed against Grabber, this could be another highly competitive match, and potentially another statement win. To secure a victory against Jelena Ostapenko, Eala must follow a very precise and disciplined game plan. First and foremost, she needs to keep Ostapenko consistently behind the baseline. Every forehand and backhand should be deep and heavy enough to prevent Jelena from taking control and dictating the pace. If Ostapenko is allowed to step inside and hit flat, early shots, she immediately takes the initiative, the most dangerous scenario for Eala. The next critical element is forehand control. Eala has already shown exceptional ability to use spin and depth, and this must remain her main weapon. By frequently using cross-court forehands, Eala can move Ostapenko laterally, open up the court, and create opportunities to finish points. Every shot should force Jelena to run, which plays perfectly into Eala's strengths, a combination of speed, precision, and tactical awareness. Patience in rallies is crucial. Ostapenko is a high-risk player, capable of hitting 4 to 5 winners in a row, but also prone to making multiple errors. Eala must endure these streaks without changing her strategy. Each mistake Ostapenko makes is an opportunity for Eala, but she must avoid taking unnecessary risks herself. Longer rallies increase the chance that Ostapenko will commit errors, giving Eala control over the point. Serving and returning are also key factors. Eala must neutralize Ostapenko's serve, not allowing her to attack immediately. Deep, precise returns to the center or to the backhand side can limit Jelena's power. Once the rally begins, Eala must dictate the rhythm, using movement and depth to gradually gain the upper hand. Court movement must be fully coordinated. Eala cannot stand still while Ostapenko searches for openings. Every point should remain dynamic. Move, prepare, strike. By forcing Ostapenko to cover more ground and constantly change angles, Eala can tire her opponent and gradually gain control. Mental stability is essential. Eala must stay calm, even when Ostapenko hits a series of strong shots. She must trust her game and focus on her strategy: deep shots, patience, and rhythm control. Even a small lapse in concentration could give Ostapenko a chance to turn the point, but if Eala remains disciplined, that opportunity is minimized. Finally, Eala must seize every opportunity to finish points aggressively when the opening arises. This means building points patiently, but attacking decisively and precisely, not randomly. The combination of depth, movement, and timing has already brought her victories in previous meetings. If Eala successfully combines all these elements, depth, forehand control, patience, precise serving and returning, and constant court movement, her chances of defeating Ostapenko will be very high. Discipline and rhythm control are key. On clay, where rallies often extend, Eala can use her speed, precision, and tactical intelligence to exploit every moment of weakness from her opponent.